Philosophers-Denis Diderot, how are you doing this fine evening so far? It's so lovely to join you in your hometown. Longer experience is so beautiful this time of year.
Look at this art, it's horrible. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Margot Chanel from Channel 5. I'm here for a new segment, Coffee with Philosophers. Care to join me?
Of course, anything to get me away from this art.
So what have you been up to lately, other than critiquing art?
Well, after I got out of college at the University of Paris, I really started thinking about life in general and human tendencies, and I got to the point where I felt like I needed to share my ideas with the public.
Well, that's amazing. Raising awareness for the public is quite a feat in this day and age. How do you go about this?
Well, I'm working on a piece called the Encyclopedia. My intent is to enlighten the public on all walks of life and subjects of the world. I find it the perfect way to spread my beliefs on how knowledge shouldn't be held back from the public.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just a real quick picture. That's so anyway, yeah, so from what I'm getting, I see that you're really interested in education and you find it very important. So currently in the 21st century, the U.S. has had a recent boom in the use of social media and the internet, another source of learning nowadays. There are approximately 2 billion internet users currently. In nearly all countries, internet accessibility is given to all without restriction. But for some, this public source of information is withheld. How do you feel about this conflict? Or do you see this as conflict at all?
I gather that the public accessibility of information has hugely grown, and from this, I feel that the world will ultimately be more educated with this information available. That is, if the internet is used for research purposes. I think it is vital to keep the public as informed as possible in order for society to succeed. If you surround yourself with just the facts, you will not only be educated, but be provided with a sturdy base to make decisions with. Therefore, I feel as though this is not a conflict for the world to live in.
That's an interesting theory, but let me explain something. In our society today, some governing figures find restricting public awareness beneficial, and I know you're a bit fearful of the tension between you, the church, and French monarchs because your original thinking goes against their beliefs and order. So, there are dangers that come with public accessibility to resources such as the internet. Some would abuse this resource for reasons such as terrorism and hacking. What is your take on this, and how does this change your original perspective on the exponential growth of public knowledge?
Like you said, I think this kind of internet use definitely hinders the safety of public accessibility, but I think it's worth the risk. I believe gaining knowledge is definitely worth putting yourself in danger. Trust me, I've had my fair share of run-ins with the law, and even my family. I became an atheist right after my education at a Jesuit academy, a choice which caused quite a stir within my community. My parents were avid Christians, and the French government is merged with the church now, so I believe reason must be our judge and guide in everything, not what others tell you to believe.
It seems as though you like to live on the edge. That is nothing less than admirable. You've paid quite a weight with your originality.
Thank you very much. Well, to sum up my point from before, I've always believed in relying solely on myself to succeed. So, in terms of applying this idea, if the internet user is helping themselves to gain knowledge, there's nothing wrong with this type of resource.
Thank you for sharing your ideas with us, Monsieur Diderot. Do you have any parting words?
Yes, if you are ever in need of guidance, you can remember that all things must be examined, debated, and investigated without exception and without regard for anyone's feelings. With that, I bid you a good day and safe travels. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me tonight. And it's been a pleasure to hear your perspective. I'm Margot Chanel with Coffee with Philosophers. Thank you. And by the way, your encyclopedia is going to be a great hit.